not working.
There it goes.
There, it's gonna work.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Inner Kid Keto, item number 61. I'm here with my dear friend, Julianne Macarus, my first guest on the show, and so glad to have her with us. Julianne has been a friend of mine for many, many years. We met through the Edgar Cayce ARE place. She came to some of my talks. We had lunch, and thank God we both live in Ohio, and we get together. And now I even trust her with my little dogs. She babysat the babies while I got to get away this weekend. So thank God she's here, and I want to introduce Julianne. Take it away, Julianne. Say hello.
Hello there. I'm Julianne Macarus. It's nice to meet you all. I have seen you before via virtuality. Back to you.
Julianne is a very gifted soul. She's very creative. She writes music. She writes poetry. She plays the piano. She plays the violin. She plays about, what, how many? 20 instruments?
Oh, heavens. Hardly any.
You name it, she plays it, owns it, has done it. She's played on stage. She plays the Orange Blossom Special like nobody's business. She's played all over the country in bands. What's the name of your group?
Oh, heavens, there are so many.
Okay, tell the name.
Julianne Macarus is the name of my group now.
Okay, but you also have...
Oh, Little Imperial Publishing,
Yeah.
which will be coming a website on Bandcamp soon, but not yet. So stay tuned.
And don't you have a group? What was the name of the group?
Well, there are two I'm preparing at this point for release on the website, which will be Mothra, which is a jazz band that I wrote some lyrics for. The bass player writes the tunes in that one.
Okay.
And The Casual Airs, which was before that, only 50 years, 45 years ago maybe. The Casual Airs was a Broadway and swing band.
And they were basically set up in Chicago?
Chicago,
Yes.
mostly Chicago, yes.
Yes. And Julianne is a very creative and interesting friend, and she knows lots of things about lots of things. Like when I need anything holistic, medical, she's like one of those witches from the 1600s. She knows every herb for everything.
Not quite.
Almost. Like, how did you get over COVID? I know you had COVID. What did you take for COVID?
Elderberries.
Okay.
Elderberry capsules, because the gummies were not strong enough.
Okay.
And the capsules, you don't have to eat so much sweet. You just take them. And I took a lot of them. I didn't just take one a day. I took a bunch. And I had it 7 times. And I got it the first time before the vaccine existed. So I have not been vaccinated, but the elderberries kill it. And garlic, if you have a sore throat, eat real garlic.
And how much would you eat?
Well, a clove at a time. There was one, I just had 2 cloves during that whole COVID time. And that was enough because it gets your throat to feel better, and it gets down in your stomach and makes a warm feeling and kills bacteria and all that stuff.
Now, would you chew it, or would you butter it, or?
Oh, no, I wouldn't butter it, but I would, since it's so piquant, I chewed it up in the front of my mouth to little bits, and then I got it into the back of my throat and let it go down my throat in the back, touching my throat, so that it would get the sore throat out of the way.
I know that you never took the vaccine, and you kept getting well. You lived through all this.
I have lived through it.
I know. I took the vaccine because I'm old-fashioned that way.
Well, you are who you are.
We each do our own thing. And I'm pretty holistic. I do homeopathy. Like I take cold calm for a cold. Arnica is wonderful. If you ever have a stroke, you put it under your tongue, and it helps your brain balance out. There's all kinds of things. Julie and I have lots and lots of holistic knowledge. Castor oil packs from Edgar Cayce. We've used stuff. And your family had a very special business. Tell me about the family business.
Oh, well, there were a few. My father made incense in Chicago. When we moved to Chicago, it was for the sake of him to join Hindu Incense Manufacturing Company, which was started by his uncle in 1921. Made it through the Depression because little tiny things help us get through hard times. little tiny things. So people bought incense during the Depression. And then it became Genie Co. And then we did have a home inspection company after my father left the incense company. And then he worked for the EPA for the last 18 years of his life.
And wasn't he a PhD?
Yes, he was a PhD chemical engineer, and he was hired by the EPA for a limited position, which they extended for all those 18 years. And he was the regional liaison for the 5-state area in the Midwest for ORD, the Office of Research and Development.
And the EPA, for those who don't know what it means, is?
The Environmental Protection Agency.
And do you think there's still a need for that in our world today?
Are you kidding?
Well, since so many people are talking about dismantling the government, you and I are pretty holistic oriented and care about the environment, care about trees and plants, creatures. So we kind of value the EPA, right? We value the EPA. I hope you do too. Whoops, I just hit the thing. Now, I want you to meet little Linda back here. She's still back here. And look who she's got with her today. My birthday is tomorrow, and my little sister got me this bear, and she knitted this adorable sweater. Isn't that cute?
This is so amazing.
And she sent the little bear with it. So little Linda's got her own bear, and Big Bear. And I just love them. Some of the nicest birthday presents. I'll be 77, but you don't believe that, right? Because I still act like a kid. But little Linda, love you. Happy birthday to you too, I guess, because we were probably born the same day, more or less. Yeah, we can put Bear up here anywhere. Okay, Bear.
Bear and Bear.
Now, I have a confession. Because I grew up in a lot of crazy family stuff, and because I had horrible low self-esteem, I had trouble making friends for years and years and years. And I didn't trust people because my mom was kind of competitive with me, and I was the oldest kid, and I was used to being in charge or taking control. These are dysfunctional patterns. And only in my later years did I have friends who broke down the walls and got through my walls, and Julianne is one of those. Her and Keith Clemstein, who has her own spiritual program, Spirituality for the Common Man, on Facebook at 11:11 every Sunday. But Julianne and Keith are the two strongest friends, the closest people I let into my life. And I'm so grateful. And I'm so honored. And thank God she moved from Chicago here to Ohio, so we get to see each other. And even my doggies trust her. Like, I was able to leave town with my husband and go away for the weekend because I could trust Julianne with the babies, and the babies loved her too. In fact, I've never seen them so smitten. Little Jojo just drew, looked under her eyes like, "You're my new mom." So
Auntie.
Now, Julianne is so inventive and creative. Tell us about the word envapolation.
Oh, for heaven's sake. All right. And I have a theory about the activity of the universe, and it's called envapolation theory. And it is the idea that, now Edgar Cayce is one of the people that said that each entity is an unending ray of light.
Okay.
And other people have said this too. And so if we're an unending ray of light, you might run out of gas if you don't have a fueling stop. Okay. So my idea is that the universe moves in a figure 8, and that the refueling stop is in the middle, where the central source of the vortex of God is, the central bliss place, possibly this 1,000 years of peace. Okay. You know? So the idea is that time moves forward and backward at the same time. And since we possibly are getting close to the center again, it may speed up. So what I notice are things that have been gone that come back. For instance, our political scene is kind of like that right now. We had someone, then we had a plateau. Now we have someone again who was here before. We're going backwards. But as we go backwards, things get better. It's better the next time around.
That makes sense.
That's basically the theory. And all time is now.
And all time is now. There is only now.
There's only now.
And how long have you have been working with this concept of the envapolation theory?
I'm not quite sure.
Several years.
Several years. I painted my piano like a rainbow in the 80s or 90s. I got my piano maybe 90, and it's painted like a rainbow. Pythagoras also had this theory, but his was a movable dough. So since I painted the piano, you can't move the dough around and move red, but A is red, and it goes the rainbow up, and it repeats. So it's Roy G. Biv up the piano. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, which match your chakras. There are 7 dwarfs. They all have emotional counterparts that go with, like, dopey and happy and sneezy and sleepy, you know. So that all goes together. And chakras, days of the week, 7. And when does 7 equal 12? In music.
Oh, because of the sharps and flats?
That's right. You have 7 letters. Just like in our universe, they say that 12 planets in our solar system, 12 planets came into being, and only 7 of them chose to be planets or galaxies. I forget, but it was like supposed to be 12, and then it became 7. But in music, 7 letters give you 12 notes, which I think is rather fascinating.
Because of the half steps.
The sharps and flats.
Okay.
The half steps.
There's a lot of incredible science with the color, with the sound, the vibrations, the chakras on the body. I was just reading the book you recommended to me by Keith, what was his name? The 2026. Keith Nelson?
Kirk Nelson.
Kirk Nelson. And it's called
The 2026 Awakening.
The 2026 Awakening, which is published by the ARE, is it not?
I think so.
Yes. ARE is the Association for Research and Enlightenment. It's the Edgar Cayce Foundation. They're centered in Virginia Beach. Their website is www.edgarcayce.org, I believe. Isn't that right?
I think that's right.
Edgar Cayce. Cayce is spelled C-A-Y-C-E. Julianne and I met because of the Cayce organization. I've been a speaker for them for many years, not so much recently, but in years past. I taught the 7 Steps to Intuition, which are also covered in a book by Judith Pennington. And I lost the name of that book right up, but that's all right.
We met in the bathroom.
Did we meet at the,
we met in the bathroom.
Remind me of that story.
I had been to see Linda in Virginia Beach to her seminar, and then I went also in Chicago to see the second seminar of the same ilk, and we happened to be in the bathroom together and washing our hands. I said, "Oh, I'm me," and she gave me a hug immediately, which is so Linda.
Well, and you'd had a reading, I think, over the phone, right?
I had a reading over the phone. So we met and
then we went to lunch.
Friends. We went to lunch, and I drove, and Linda survived.
It was fun. It was very momentous. I have gone to lunch with a lot of people at ARE events, but no one else got in my inner circle like you have. She just like Keith, has had this quality of persistence and an ability to handle resistance. If I have a theme for today's message, all of you who are listening, if you have fear of friends, take some risks. Let in some amazing people like dear Julianne. She is amazing. You'll not meet anyone like Julianne ever again. Neither will I. And we are besties, and thank God she moved from Chicago down here in my area, so she's close enough to come and visit. We get together every now and then, and we had a wonderful time in her town around the holidays. We go out for Chinese food. We just have good times together. And she sews and she's creative. And you know that hat I made the other day with all the stuff sticking out of it? She gave me that hat. She's very generous and very, very fun. What else? Do you want to sing something?
Oh, heavens. Well, why don't you sing that friendship song? I don't know it, but you sing
Well,
that.
I kind of know it. Friendship, friendship. It's a perfect friendship. I don't remember the words.
Oh.
La da 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 da.
But the idea being friends, and I live alone, and I don't have a lot of friends where I live right now. I've only lived there 3 years, and I've had COVID 6 times while I've been there. So I haven't met a lot of people. And it's a very blessed experience to have Linda so close and be able to visit.
She's very, very generous too. She's given me beautiful clothes and fun things. And whenever we play together, we let our inner child out. Julianne is very in touch with her inner child and very soft and gentle and caring. And we just get along. We just get along.
We do.
I want you guys to take a risk. They said there's a loneliness epidemic in America right now, that the unhappiness factor is the highest it's been in, 15, 20 years. They say Finland is the happiest place on earth. Take some risks. Make some new friends. I don't care how you find them. I don't care if you talk to the person in line at the grocery store. Start reaching out. I want to remind you also that another place you might make friends is in our group, because we're starting Monday night, March 31st, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on Zoom. You can sign up for that group, which is, we're going to be doing the Pete Walker book, the one about healing your PTSD, and then just go to innerkidketo.com to sign up. We won't make the group too large. Right now we have 4 members. I would love to have you join us. And maybe someday we'll have Julie as a guest. Who knows? Anyway, I think that's all we've got for today. But I want my little Linda to say goodbye. And I want to thank my sister Teresa for the most amazing birthday present. She made this sweater. She's a gifted little artist. And we got roses because I'm thanking Julie for coming and helping with the pets.
And I'm sharing them with Linda for her birthday.
And it's a happy day.
Maybe we should end with happy birthday.
Sure.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Linda, June, Schiller, Hannah. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Thank you, Julie. It's great to have a friend who can sing it to me in person. That's the value of letting someone in. Let someone in. Trust that the universe will send you someone amazing. You'll be blessed if you find someone as amazing as Julianne. I was.
And Linda.
We're buds. You can tell that we're both quirky and fun and life-filled and glorious. And we're signing out now.
Bless you.
Have a wonderful day, and thanks for and I'll see you tomorrow on Inner Kid Keto number 62. Bye. Bye.
Bye.